Don't mind me, just checking my phone. So I'll give it a minute or two. Well, not a minute or two, because you guys know how I like to get right into things. Don't mind the noise in the background. That's my son. All right. All right, I got my phone handy, so if anybody decides to comment, I get to see, because this thing about trying to look in the phone, you guys already know I'm blind, so. So we're just gonna get right into it, because guys, you know me, I like to just get right into things, okay? No delaying, no waiting, none of that. I'm very impatient. I know I gotta work on that, but not when it comes to doing this channel. So welcome to Intuitive Vibes, Narc Survival 101. It is your girl Erica here. If you're new to the channel and you're just peeking in, then be sure to stick around. You may hear some things that you may need to know pertaining to your situation. Hi, Butch. Thank you. I'm so glad to be back. I am. I just needed a little break, like we all do. We all need to have that little reset and, get back to it. I definitely, it was a break well worth it. Not that I like being away from, from everybody, but I got these hairs poking out in the back. Sorry, guys. But it definitely was worth it, and it was definitely needed. And I strongly advise people who are, just in general, to make sure you take mental resets. Do that weekly if you can. Just kind of disconnect from the world for a while, and really just bring yourself back. Okay, it's extremely. Hi, Cicely. Hi, sweetheart. It's extremely important, guys. But I was getting into the intro. Don't mind my hair, guys, because I just came back from work and my hair is like all over the place. But welcome to Intuitive Vibes, Narc Survival 101. It is your girl Erica here. If you're new to the channel and you're peeking in just to see what's going on, this is our weekly Tuesday lives where everyone in the Survivor community comes together and we just chill, vibe, talk. And if anyone has any questions, I'm more than willing to answer. And if I can't answer, then I'm pretty sure a lot of the regular vibers will be able to answer for you. And if you like today's session, check out my other content on my channel. If you like the content, you find it to be helpful, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, and that way you're notified every time a video comes on. I feel like I'm talking like at 200 miles per hour. Thank you, Cicely. I was actually going to talk about that today too. The video on the female narcissist crash course. It was a video long overdue, definitely was. And as you guys can see, I started that video like in daylight. It was literally daylight, and I ended that video when it was like late night. Hey, Amanda. It was definitely it was late night, but I was determined. I wanted to just keep pushing through. I wanted to keep just keep going, because I know it was so important for a lot of people. And I thank everyone who watched it. I thank everyone who gave it a thumbs up and who gave me positive feedback. I know it's really, really, it's a really rough road when you're dealing with females like this, whether they be your girlfriend, your mom, or even just a friend. Or any other female, any other, family member. It's a really, really tough road to deal with these types of females. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta, okay, to deal with these types of females. And I know that a lot of people wonder how I know so much and how I'm able to kind of give in detail these different antics and these different types of behaviors that these kind of females have, especially when I make it adamantly clear that I'm not a female narcissist. It's, what I really strongly believe is that when you spend so much of your life being a certain type of, woman, you're very empathetic, you're very sincere, you're genuine, you're very giving, but most importantly, you suffer a certain type of codependency that's opposite a narcissistic person, you kind of want to help people stray away from people like that. And that's pretty much what I was doing. Like, I want to help people stray away from females like this because, you know, believe it or not, guys, when you deal with females like this and you end up meeting someone that's on the total opposite of the spectrum, you can actually end up really internalizing the abuse from these types of females, and you can actually end up hurting someone else based on this abuse that you received from these types of females. And I know this because I'm actually a victim of that too. I've had to pay for the wrongdoings, the mistakes, the, you know, the manipulation, the abuse, the emasculation. I had to pay for all of that. Okay. I was on the other end of that shitty stick. And I got the brunt of what another female had done to, you know, to whomever I was dealing with, or whatever the case may be. I had to deal with that. And it was unfair. It was very unfair. And I know there are a lot of females that are so tired. Hi, Heather. Hi, sweetheart. That are so tired of dealing with men who, you know, who are broken because of these types of females. And for me, I tell people all the time, you know, if you start dating, if you start getting involved with other people, you got to look at their family dynamics. You got to look more, you know, delve more into whatever type of relationships they have before you, because you don't know what you're going to be dealing with. And, you know, my last relationship, I really didn't know what I was going to be dealing with. And even though the red flags were kind of like poking at me, I still was refusing to accept that, you know, you're dealing with the pain inflicted by someone else, whether it was his ex-girlfriend, whether it was his mother, whether it was whomever. I was dealing with that. And I got so sick and tired of it. I'm like, why am I dealing with someone who insists on comparing me with the person who actually, you know, hurt them the way they did and manipulated them and lied to them and cheated on them and stole from them and did everything? Why are you comparing me? Why are you treating me this way? And then, you know, at that point in time, guys, when you're involved with someone, you don't really stop to realize that. You know, I knew something was wrong, but at the end of the day, it was like, you guys know how it is. You know, you love the person, you're in love, you're involved. You want to see the best of things, but the reality of it is that, you know, you're dealing with trauma from someone else. And I just got so sick and tired of doing that. I got sick and tired of trying to save people. I got sick and tired, well, not people, but really extremely damaged people. I got sick and tired of it. So I did a lot of like studies and put a lot of primal focus on female narcissism because, you know, as a victim of narcissistic abuse, it's like you want to kind of break that cycle. You want to stop that. And at the end of the day, I can't stop someone from getting involved with a narcissist, but I can stop myself from getting involved with someone who was involved with a narcissist, especially if I know how to look for the red flags and see the signs. Yeah, Princess says, yes, like I ain't had nothing to do with his past. Why do I have to pay for it? Exactly. Why should you have to pay for what someone else did to him? Why should you have to, you know, narcissists or people who, here's the thing, guys. Narcissists, in a way, I'm not defending them. They are victims, and they're victims of abuse as well. Okay. But these are people who identify more with their abusers. So if, let's say, you are codependent, right? And you have a sibling who's a narcissist, and you're both, you know, you're both raised by the same parent, but yet you both have different morals. You both have different ways of thinking and different ways of seeing things. It's because your sibling identified more with the person, the parent, or whomever was taking care of you. They identified more with the abuser. And they internalize. They just take it in. They take it in and they take it in. And what they do is they become bitter. They become bitter, they become dark, they become cold, you know, and they pretty much just project onto you what the abuser has projected onto them, you know? And in actuality, narcissists are the kind of people, well, they're people who want to be and want to feel validated. But the problem of it is that the reason they never feel validated is because, or, you know, nothing is enough for them, is because all their lives, they try to seek the approval of their narcissistic caregivers. And they were never getting that. They were never getting that. So they're basically pushing that onto you. So if you're dealing with a narcissist and they had narcissist parents, or, you know, mom was a narc or dad was a narc, whichever, they spent their entire life trying to seek the approval of that narcissist parent, because they were not getting that. They were not getting validation. They weren't getting any of those things. They kept being rejected by that parent. They kept feeling rejected by the parent. So, you know, when you saw yourself being in a relationship with this person, and you saw yourself constantly giving and giving and giving, and you were trying to do everything. You're trying to show them you're different. You're trying to show them, you know, the meaning of love. You're trying to show them, listen, there's more to life than being miserable and being upset at the world. There's more to it. And you're trying your best. And then you see that, well, everything I do is not enough. Everything I do is not enough for you. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't seem like you're happy. It seems like anything I do is just, it's whatever. That's because they were getting that same type of treatment from the narcissist that was in their life, or that is in their life, that raised them, you know? So, which is why I say, don't take their abuse. Don't take it as your own problems, as your own issues. They acted the way they did on their own. They did and said all the things they did and said on their own. It wasn't because of you. So when you were in your relationship with them and you're sitting there wondering, why is this person talking to me like this? Why are they, you know, saying these horrible things to me? Why are they doing these things? Or in some cases, if you were in a physically abusive relationship, why are they putting their hands on me? It's not because of you. It was never because of you. It never even started with you. It started with whomever was in their life way before you even got into the picture. Had nothing to do with you. But it's hard not to take it in like that, because it's like you're in the motions. You're in the midst of all of that. And you're saying to yourself, damn, what did I do to deserve this? You didn't do anything to deserve it. These are just people that are really, truly broken. And unfortunately, they don't see that. They just look at themselves like, I mean, this is, you know, this is who I am. I don't see anything wrong with me. You know, they're basically projecting onto you what their parents, the narcissist parent, or both of them, if they have both parents are narcs, they're projecting that onto you. So everything that you were facing between yourself, and not even them, between yourself and their parent, or their feelings towards their parents. You know, narcissists won't confront their abusers. They're very cowardly people. And it's amazing. Isn't it funny how they can be very cowardly people, that they won't confront the people that have emasculated, demeaned, you know, made them run through hoops and jump through hoops and do all kinds of stuff. They won't confront them because it was normalized. That behavior was normalized. So they look at that being, but they are quick. They're quick to jump down your throat. They're quick to hurt you, because they see that they see your empathy, they see your sincerity, they see your genuineness, they see your, you know, your forthcomingness, your honesty, everything. They see that as being a weakness. And you have to really say, like, I would say to myself, your parents really screwed your head up for you to think that love and empathy and kindness is a weakness. You really had a screwed up background. You really had a screwed up environment, because if that's all you know and that's all you're going to continue to know throughout your life, I feel pity for them. In a sense, you know, only in a sense, I feel pity for them, because it's like, damn, that's how you're going to live your life. This is how you're going to be for the rest of your life. And let me also say this, guys, because I know some of you also when you went through the motions. Some of you are going through the motions. When they go for new supply, you know, oftentimes people are saying, well, you know, they're thinking, you know, they're going to find better than me. They're going to find better than me. No, it's not the matter of finding better than you. A narcissist is always going to find someone better than themselves. They're always going to be, you were good. The next person, you know, I mean, if they're not a narcissist, the next person could be just like you in a sense where, you know, they're giving to the narc, they're, you know, providing, they're doing all kinds of stuff. Narcissists don't look for better supply in the sense of better than you. It's that inner child, that inner child within them that just feels so voided. And that's why they say like narcissists are energy vampires. Like they suck the energy out of you. They just take everything out of you because they don't have what it takes to sustain what we have. You know, they're jealous of you. Believe that or not, okay? They were jealous of you too. They were jealous because you have emotional stability. They don't. You're able to decipher certain emotions, certain feelings. You're able to do these things. They can't do that. They don't know how to because, yet again, their parents or whomever took care of them screwed them up. Princess, dad and father definitely narcs. Then they passed it on to yeah. It's very bad. Hey, Gil. Cicely, yeah, if they think it's so weak, why fake it? Because Cicely, what they have to do, what narcissists, what manipulators have to do is they have to fake. First and foremost, I told you guys this before. You get more flies with honey than you do vinegar. Okay? You get more flies with honey than you do vinegar. If your narcissistic ex, when you first met them, just came out to you almost like when it was going in between the middle of your relationship going towards the discard. That's when you meet the real person, right? That's when you start, when the mask comes off and you see everything for what it is. If they came to you like that in the very beginning, okay, and be honest with yourself. If they came to you like that in the very beginning, were you going to give them the time of day? Were you going to say, oh, well, you're a nasty, horrible, lying, manipulative twat? That's my favorite word, guys. You're, you know, but you know what? I'll still give you a chance. Are you going to do that? I highly doubt that you would. And they know that you won't. They know that you won't accept them for who they really are, which is just very, what's the best word to describe them? Very inept people. They're very inept. They're basically, they lack so much. They lack cognitive skills. They lack communicative skills. They lack empathy. They lack sympathy. They lack all of these things. But in the beginning, it seemed so real and genuine to you because you were not the first person that they did this with. My hair, I'm sorry, guys. My hair is just like, got these little hairs and they're annoying me. But you're not the first person that they did this with. You're not the first person to come across this individual and see them behind the mask like other people have seen them. They lack so many of these qualities. And these are qualities, guys: empathy, sympathy, love, unconditional love, emotions, affection, you know, genuineness, sincerity. Those are all qualities. And it's sad to say it that way because that's not how it's supposed to be. It's gone from being a natural response, being something that's naturally given, that's naturally inherited, to being a quality, because we live in a world filled with, you know, people that you have good people and you have bad people. They lack all of these types of qualities. So since they know for a fact by showing you who they really are, they're not going to really get you. They're really not going to lock you in. They have to put on the mask. They have to show you the person they think you want to see. Kara, The narc's ex-fiance's sister triangulated me with his children's mother, his parents, and anybody I didn't know. Made fun of my miscarriage, and the reason was she thinks I thought I was better. Sick. Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. And you know something? At the end of the day, Carol, one thing I've learned about people of this nature, when it boils down to, I mean, listen, when it boils down to family, a lot of people, I learned my lesson the hard way. And a lot of people basically say, well, after a breakup, you know, I thought I was cool with the family. I thought that everything was, you know, was all good with the family. In the end, whether the family knew or not, okay, in the end, unless you're dealing with black sheep, and black sheep are the ones who are just totally against what the family views as morals, you know, views as right. You're dealing with people that their loyalty is going to be to that person. It's always going to be that way. Their loyalty is going to be to that person, and no matter what, I always advise people, stay away from them. Stay away from the family. I mean, I understand when it boils down to the narc triangulating, because that's one of the things that they do. They love to triangulate people. But in the end, they're triangulating you with people that's already been on their side. They're triangulating you with people that's already, you know, that's already used to their manipulation and used to their, you know, their mischievous ways. So I normally tell people, don't even pay them any mind. Don't pay them any kind of mind. I didn't pay my ex's family any mind, regardless of anything. Okay. I mean, not that they even bothered to reach out, because they didn't. Even, you know, even after everything that had happened, not one person. And at the end of the day, I mean, I didn't lose any sleep over it. I just found that to be kind of like, you know, at that time when I was learning, before I started learning about narcissism and learning about the behaviors and the patterns and the different things that, you know, involve it, at first I had wondered to myself, you know, why. I thought, you know, everybody liked me. I thought I was cool with everybody. I mean, I was respectful, you know, and I come to find out that they're all a bunch of two-faces. They are. And they actually are more friends with his child's mother, who had done a lot of, you know, I mean, listen, I'm not putting all the blame on her, because he's done his own dirt. But at the end of the day, they, you know, they have been more attuned with her than they were with me. And it's because I'm the total opposite of her. I'm the total opposite of them. I'm the total opposite of their dynamic. So because you're opposite, it's like oil and water. It's not going to mix. And in this case, if you're dealing with a narcissist, more than likely, I mean, yeah, he's going to, you know, going to triangulate you with his family, his friends, his group of, you know, followers, everybody who's on his side. If you guys notice that when they triangulate, they do it with people that's on their side. They don't try to do it with people who already know you, because in the end, and even if they try, let me rephrase that, because they might try, but the people who know you, they know better than to fall for that. They would know better than to fall with that. This was during the relationship. He begged me to stay through it all just to cheat and use my return of the rings as an excuse for him having a rebound a week after when no contact. I met him and he had no communication with his kid's mom. I'm a mother, so that was very important. The family told me that they didn't care for the kid's mom because they never took care of their kids. I'll give you my honest opinion about it, because I don't know the full situation. I would not close my eyes on it. I personally would not close my eyes on it. I personally would not sit here and just take what the family tells me. You know, they can sit there and tell you, oh, I don't really care too much about, you know, the kid's mother. You don't know if they're, I mean, on his, you know, on his side and just telling you what you want to hear. I'm a gray area kind of person, Kara. So I'll tell you that now. I don't do black and white. I do gray areas. And for me, it's not just either or, you know, oh, well, it must be this way, but it's not that way. There's always a gray area. somewhere in there, there's always that gray area. And I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Where black meets white, there's gray. So always keep in mind that they may be telling you something, he may be telling you something, whatever the case may be, but always keep an eye for that gray area, because that gray area is going to tell you exactly what you need to know. Cicely, I thought I was cool with them. I thought I was cool with them too, but haven't heard a word from them. But it's her family. I expect that. Yeah, no. But you know what the crazy part about it is? It's interesting that, you know, people would say, oh, well, if you had kids with them, it's different, you know, and I never understood that. I mean, my thing is okay, if you were cool with the person didn't give you any reason to, you know, they never disrespected you. It just, to me, this led me to one of two things. Either he was lying to me about what he told me about her, or, well, either way, because she has nothing to do with them. She has nothing to do with them. I was with you. I was with you and your family. I wasn't with you and your kid's mother. So in the end, you all were here when I was here. You were all, you know, and even though it happened between me and him, not one person bothered to hit me up and say, hey, listen, I know this didn't work out. I know that, you know, you two aren't together anymore, but, you know, you were a great person, which I'm a great person. I'm not even going to deny that, guys. I'm a humble person, but I'm a really cool freaking person, okay? But they never reached out. Nobody did. Nobody. And because, and I'm gonna tell you why. Hi, Janelle. Hi, sweetheart. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm guessing, this is my guess, okay? And I'm probably willing to bet a stack on it if I have to. He was pretty much getting involved with New Supply. He was doing his own thing. And at the end of the day, they're looking at it like, well, you know what? If you're doing your own thing, or you're basically dilly-dallying over here, whatever, you know, I guess maybe to avoid rage. I don't know. Because he had a temper. He had a very, very bad temper on him. He had a very mean way of doing things. He was, you know, he had a very, it was just, there were just a lot of traits and qualities there that just really were like, I could tell his family would kind of be like, all right, you know what? They would back off a little bit. But I know there's more to that dynamic, way more to it. I really don't care anymore because I'm no longer a part of it. And I'm glad I stay away from it. But this is why I also say, guys, don't sit there worrying too much about their family, because their family, again, they're going to be on that person's side. They're always going to be on that person's side, unless you're dealing with black sheep. And black sheep are the ones who go against the grain. The black sheeps are the one who see, no, this is wrong. This is really, really wrong. And it's not right. I don't think it's right. They basically don't look as blood is thicker than water. They look at it as right is right and wrong is wrong. So unless you were dealing with the black sheep, and that's someone who does not care what the family says, does not care what they do, that they're like, no, I'm going to hit this person up and see how they're doing, because you're telling me this person was acting like this, acting like that, doing all of this and doing all of that, and I didn't even get not one vibe like that off of this person. That's probably a family member or a couple of family members that, you know, would be like, you know something, I know what happened between the two of you, and I think it's fucked up what happened, but you know what? You deserve better. So go do what you got to do. That right there, those are the family members that you could rock with. They'll be like, you know what? Go find better. Please, just go find better. Do better. You deserve better. Don't even bother, because this person's telling me all kinds of stuff about you, and I know you're not like that. I know you weren't like that. And at the end of the day, if that person in the family is constantly going through different types of relationships, and every time they're going through the motions with someone, it's always the other person's fault, the black sheep are going to sit there and say, are you kidding me? So every single person you've been with, they're the ones with the problem. You have not done any wrong. You have not done anything wrong. You haven't said anything wrong. It's the family that feeds into that. And it's because The reason they don't go against the grain with a narcissist is because they got something to gain out of it. Kara, he always wanted me pregnant, and his mother went as far as to encourage me to stay despite all the drama being abused. Also told me she always looked at me as her daughter. I'm sorry, Kara, I have to roll my eyes on that one. As her daughter-in-law and loved my daughter. Family told me so many horrible things about him in the beginning, saying he didn't take care of his children and that he beat women. It was strange. I stayed and he did become more involved. Yeah, his mother encouraged you to stay, and they're telling you that he beat women. More involved with his kids. The sister would always coordinate communication with his kids to where they told him X what to do. The mother bought my ring, by the way, after I had already had my proposal ring. Yeah, something ain't right with that. Something just doesn't sound right with that. I mean, if I had to guess, obviously there's some kind of a weird attachment there, a weird relationship between mother and son, because as a mother, if I knew my son is a woman beater, if I knew my son treats women like dirt, if I knew my son, well, and for example, because I know my son would never do that, because at the end of the day, I'll whoop his ass. But if I knew these things about my son, I would not encourage someone to be with him. Okay? The only thing I can think of in that aspect that she's encouraging you to stay is probably he may not physically abuse her. He may not physically abuse her, but there is some form of maybe verbal abuse, emotional abuse, in some cases, maybe some mental abuse. It kind of looks like to me, I could be wrong, but I'm just giving my opinion. It kind of looks like to me she wants to pass that torch to somebody else. She doesn't want to deal with him. So she's trying to push someone else to deal with him. Okay? And she's trying to force that. So I'm guessing she's got a shitty son. And because she doesn't want to deal with his shitty behavior and she doesn't want to deal with his outbursts or whatever it is that he does, she wants to push that onto someone else to deal with that so it could take the weight off of her. Okay? I don't know if the relationship between his mom and dad, if they're together or not. A lot of the time, men who grow up like that, who grow up abusive, verbally, emotionally, mentally, more than likely had abuse in their household growing up. They either have been abused and or have witnessed abuse between the parents. And a lot of the time they internalize that because that's become normalized in their life. Princess, that's what the mom did to me. She basically took a break from dealing with him. Honestly, the whole family did. I noticed they was all annoyed with him. Yeah. And the thing is the family doesn't mind. That's the crazy part about it, because they don't want the brunt of the attitude. They don't want the brunt of the bullshit that this person is projecting. So what easier way than to pass it along to someone else who doesn't totally expect it, to be okay with it? Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. I'm one who I like to speak up. That's just the way I am. So if I notice, if my brothers know I love them, I do. But at the end of the day, if my brother is with this person and he's treating her like shit and he's doing whatever, I will go to this person and be like, yo, you need to get the hell out. You need to leave. You need to go and find your new life. I'm one of those sisters, guys. I'm not one who's going to sit here and be like, oh, but he's my brother, even though he's wrong. He had no right. Nah, fuck that. You put your hands on a woman, you're going to have to deal with me. You're going to have to deal with me. And my brothers already know that I don't play that. They know that for a fact. So at the end of the day, if I were to warn the person and say, you need to get the hell out of this relationship, move far away, do what you have to do. If that person should decide, well, no, but I want to stay. I try telling you, I try giving you. I can't force people, but if that person should decide, well, I love him, I'm in love with him, I want to be with him, I want to be in the relationship with him, no, then that's her own choice. That's what she chose to do. And as much as you can try to help someone, that's just the way it is. But if family members of these people are encouraging you to stay with these people, they're encouraging you, it's because their family dynamic is so screwed up, it's so dysfunctional, and it's kind of in a way like starting to unravel within the whole family dynamic. And because they can't take it and they don't want to deal with it, because they're just like, oh my God, I can't do this, or they don't want the backlash, or they don't want the issues with the person, they will try to push that onto someone else, an innocent person, someone who has nothing to do with anything. They'll be like, oh, you know what? Princess, you're his girl, you deal with him. That's your man, you deal with him. And that's really messed up. That really, really is messed up. Hi, Slim. How are you, hon? Kara, he would deny and deny, but they seemed upset when he tried to take control of his life. He's 32. He was very deceitful, manipulative, but the family would use his kids as pawns against him. You know what it is, Kara? That whole dynamic right there. The narcissistic family members, a narcissist parent. When it boils down to here's my theory on it. I'm gonna put my theory on it, okay? And I mean, I can see why it can really relate to my own personal situation. The narcissist family, when someone, if someone they rely on to take care of another family member, let's just say to take care of another family member, if that person decide they wanted to be autonomous, right? They want to have their own life, they want to move out, they want to live their life with the person that they're with and be on their own, that's it. Narcissists don't like autonomy, okay? They like their own autonomy. But if they are relying on someone else, they don't want that person to have autonomy. Okay, so it's kind of like that, do as I say, not as I do, right? If the family relied, I'm just throwing this out there, if the family relied on this person so much, maybe it could be financial reasons, responsibilities, I don't know, maybe he takes care of mom and other people don't want to take care of her. Maybe there are certain family things that they kind of rely on him, and because their narcissist families are past the bucket, they don't like responsibility, guys. They don't like to have responsibility. And if there's someone who takes the bulk of the responsibility, if that person should decide, I want to leave, I want to be out, the family clearly is going to be upset about that, because that means that they have to all put in their weight and do their job. But if his family is getting upset that he's trying to just live his own life and want to do his own thing. See, he is the way he is because of his dynamics. Okay, he's wrong either way, but he is the way he is because of those dynamics. He needs to break free, first of all, from that family. He needs to break free from that family. And even after breaking free from that, he needs to get help. He needs some serious therapy, because he needs some serious rewiring in his brain. Okay, because if you can't heal if you stay in the same place where you're being poisoned. You understand? Guys, just let me know if the video's back to normal. I'm sorry, the phone rang, so I want to make sure. All right, it looks as if it went back to normal. I'm sorry, someone had called. But yeah, he can't heal in the same place where he's being poisoned. So in order for him to really see clearly, he has to break himself. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. He has to see himself on the opposite side. So he has to get out of the house and stand on the outside and look in and see things for what they truly are. Okay? The using the kids as pawns, that's emotional manipulation. That's clear-cut emotional manipulation. Now, if he loves his kids, or if he's, dedicating to being a good father to his children, and they're interfering, they're first of all, why is the family even doing that? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand how the family is using his kids as pawns when those are his kids and not theirs. That part I don't understand. But if they're running emotional manipulation, whereas they're guilt tripping him, they're making him feel a certain kind of way if he ups and leaves, or hi, hello, Katie, hi, sweetheart. If they're making him feel some kind of way if he ups and leaves, is because it's more than likely because his presence is doing something for them, whatever that may be. Him being there, even though they don't want to deal with his shitty attitude, him being there is doing something for that family. Hold on one second. Princess, even oh, even his sister saying he better not come to her house, knocking on the door when he come home from jail, huge red flag. His own family won't come see him in jail or buy him things, make sure he eats. Yeah, Princess, you have to, there has to be more to that. There has to be more to that situation. If the family has nothing, if they're not doing anything with him, or they're not visiting him, or whatever the case may be, because a narcissist family, it's very, a narcissist family with each other is no different with the way a narcissist was with you. Okay, so how they are to one another, a narcissist family has people talking about each other behind their backs, backstabbing people, okay, probably stealing from them blind, doing all kinds of manipulative shit. And that's the one thing everyone has to understand. In a narc family, it's no different within that dynamic. Okay. Family members are being two-faced with one another. Family members are talking things about each other. And this is just the family itself. So what you dealt with the narcissist, a family is doing the same thing to one another, including to the narcissist. Slim, oh my God, my whole family are narcissists and they're all evil. Honey, do like I'm not gonna say my whole family are narcissists, because they're not. Not everyone in my family are narcissists. There are quite a few of them. I normally I just keep my distance. I keep my distance. If you live on your own, keep your distance. Stay away from them. Don't entertain. Don't entertain them. Whoever is clearly the narcissist, because in the end, you're not going to get anything out of that. Everything is just going to be pretty much one-sided. So it's not even gonna, it won't work. No matter how much you try, it just won't work. Kara, but the sister hated me so much, so strange. She was so cruel, laughed at my pain, laughed at my loss. Would even call his kid's mom to call me back, to attack me, to tell me about my personal. Kara, I don't know where you're from, but if something like that were to happen to me, I'm sorry, I don't went to jail. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. Somebody would have gotten an ass whooping, and to do all of that, no. I changed my number 2 times during the relationship because his sister was passing out my number to have the kid's mom attack me. Personal meaning, oh wow. Yeah, no. No. Forget if he's not trying to break free from a family like that, if he's not trying to just keep himself separate from family members like that, and mind you, if he's claiming that he loves you, he wants to be with you, if he's not seeing that shit for what it really is, then there is no future in that. Absolutely no future in that. Okay? Because you know what they say, you can't take someone away from their family, or anybody, they'll put their family first. If he's not seeing shit for what it really is, and in that case, if his sister is doing all of this, no, that doesn't have a future. It really doesn't. Because if you deal with him, honestly, if you were to deal with him, you would have to deal with him when he pretty much would disown, because that right there, that disrespect is enough for me to disown someone in my family. Like if somebody was to do that to someone that I truly cared about, that I loved most, and I saw a future with, if they were to do that to that person, sister, brother, I don't give a damn who they are. We're done. We're done. But you have people that don't think that way. You have people that look at it as, I have no boundaries. This is my family. What am I supposed to do? People tend to think because family is family that you're obligated. And people who are involved with narcissistic families, the narcissistic family members make you feel obligated. They run that family card. Oh, well, we're family. I'm your sister. I'm your brother. You're supposed to have my back. Not when you're wrong. Wrong is wrong, guys. And at the end of the day, if there were anybody in my family who had done something like that, I would have straight up told them, look, I can't fuck with you. I can't. This right here is disrespectful. That right there, you don't do that to people. You do not do that to people. To sit there and make fun of someone who had a miscarriage? No. 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 When there are people in this world who can't even have babies, there are people who are struggling to have children, and the loss of a child, I thank God I've never gone through it, and I'm so sorry for your loss. But for someone to do that, that's purely evil. That is purely evil. And that right there is enough for me. If my ex's sister were to do something like that, oh, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. You don't even want to imagine. Matter of fact, I don't even want to incriminate myself. You would not want to imagine what I would do with something like that. But everyone is different. I can't tell you what to do, Kara. But what I can say is that right there does not have a future, especially if he knows about that and he hasn't done anything about it. He didn't do anything about it. You got your answers clear cut. You got your answers right there. Because that's beyond disrespectful. That's complete and utter violation. Cicely, what about when they get older? When they get older, it really depends. It really depends, because if they are with someone, when they reach a certain age, they may and again, this is just going off of what I've learned about narcissists. They may try to test the waters to see if they can get some, new supply as they get older. If not, one or two things is generally going to happen. Either, well, no, let me rephrase that. Three things. One, either they're just going to basically stay in the dynamic with the person that they're with for however long, because if they're too old to get new supply, the chances of them not being able to lock in new supply, if that's greater, they're not going to risk it, and they're just going to stay with, whomever it is that they've managed to, victimize. All they're going to pretty much do is lay it on real thick. The manipulation, the control, the abuse, because if they've been with the person long enough, they've conditioned that person enough to pretty much become complacent and stay settled. The other is, if they do try to get new supply, they're probably going to do different things with themselves. Like, you've heard of these older women who are getting like plastic surgery. They're getting a lot of work done, trying to look younger. That's a resort that they would probably go to try to get new supply when they get older. But a lot of the time, if worst case scenario, they can't get new supply, or if they're running low on supply, or they're trying to scramble around, they may try to go to an ex. They may try to go backwards and try to go back to someone from their past, So if you have not dealt with your narc for, like, say, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years, and it's, time has gone by, and you get a call out of nowhere, like, hey, stranger, how have you been, or whatever. Yeah, that's because when narcissists get older, their tactics and the things they do, it just begins to decrease. Like, it has a lesser effect on people. If they try to go to exes from the past, it might not work on them either. So majority of the time, when they can't find any supply, and they just cannot it's like they're done, a lot of the time they'll just end up alone. They'll end up alone, and which is the crazy thing is that narcissists fear abandonment. And because they fear abandonment, this is why a lot of them have harems. This is why a lot of them like to keep extra supply on hand. Because if you notice how a lot of them like to bounce from relationship to relationship to, to keep it going, because they can't stay single for very long. They can't. And if they do stay single, they're pretty much just getting their supply by flirting with a number of like totally, I don't know, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 people, flirting all over the place, using people. Okay, that's a like worst case scenario for them. But if they can get someone that they can lock in, that they know they can drain them of whatever, because narcissists are not just about attention, guys. They're about finances, they're about money, they're about power, they're about material things, they're about all types of, it's not just about, oh, give me attention. There's way more to it than that. Were most abusers abused? Are most abusers narcissists? Yes. Most abusers have been abused. Whether it be physically abused, emotionally abused, psychologically, sexually abused. But a lot of them, in order for someone to be an abuser, they had to have learned it. Okay? And in order for them to learn it, majority of the time, if they've seen abuse going on in their home, I'm sure that the abuse had been inflicted on them as well. Okay, but people tend to correlate abuse with physical abuse, and that's not the only type of abuse. So someone who's an abuser does not necessarily have to be physically abused in the household. They could have been emotionally abused, psychologically abused, spiritually abused. They don't have to necessarily be physically abused. But in order for an abuser to be, they had to basically, it's something that's passed on to them. It's not something that you really carry in your genetics. Now, if there is history of mental health illness, that can heighten it, that can pretty much push that person to off the cliff of it. But abuse is learned behavior. It's learned behavior. Whether you watched your parents be abused, whether you watched all types of violence in your environment, if there's like, if there are a lot of people who've grown up in very, very rough neighborhoods, rough areas that really didn't have much guidance. So that's still their environment. And that's what they learned within that environment. Hurt people. I agree with that to a certain extent, Norman. To a certain extent. Because I've been hurt plenty of times, and I never would have done what people have done, to me. Kara mentioned he was cheating and being very deceptive while I was going through all this pain and misery. I couldn't even enjoy my engagement, or even more in the loss of our child that he wanted so bad. After I returned the rings, he notified his kid's mom after I went no contact, and asked her if she'd spoken to me, and she asked why. And he stated that I changed my number and needed me to communicate with him. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kara. That just sounds like too much drama for me. That's too much damn drama. That is just way too much. He never said the relationship was over, but when we returned the rings, let me know I was done. Continue to go no contact after realizing that him trying to reach me was all about ego. After that, he notified his kid's mom again and told the kid's mom to notify me. What? Seriously? That he got into a car accident. She didn't, but once he found out I did not reach him, he then proceeded to send her photos. Get out of that, sweetheart. Get out of that. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. First and foremost, the relationship, that it just seems a little too close to comfort for me. Okay. And the mere fact that he is communicating through his ex to talk to you, to try to get you to feel, first and foremost, why does his ex even have your number? I know you told me why. I know you told me what his sister did. But my question is, why? Why does she even have your number? You understand? That's my question. Why does she have your number? Why is he communicating through her to talk to you? It just don't sound right. It just don't sound right. It really doesn't. It sounds too much like a telenovela. I'm telling you. I that right there is just like, yo, you know what? Tell him to take the rings and his baby mama, and do what we in Spanish say, mándalo pa'l carajo, which means send him straight to hell. Okay? That's what I would tell you to do. I can't. I just, Kara, I'm so glad my videos help you, honey, because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll give you the real deal. I'm not even gonna, you guys already know me. I don't sugarcoat anything. Hi Thursday, hi sweetheart. Hi Relax. Wow, long time no see. I hope all is well with you. Yeah, Rika, it does, right? It's extremely, that's good. That's good, Kara. You stayed no contact. She says, I feel so much better that I dodged the bullet and I know I will do well. Sometimes I get mad at myself because I'm trying to understand how I allowed this to go so far. And honey, I've made this clear that when you have inner trauma, your trauma is relating to something with that abuser. Okay. That, dealing with a narcissist and going through your pain and going through your emotions, it's going to trigger your trauma. A lot of this is going to trigger your trauma. You may have dated a few narcissistic people, you may have been in relationships with other narcissists, but there's always going to be that light bulb moment. It's always going to be that light bulb moment. So in the end, when it boils down to, why did I let it go on so long? Why can't I let this person go? Why can't I let go of what they did? Why am I trying so hard to understand why they did what they did? There is a part of you, we all have hidden trauma. We all have it. There is a part of you that is resonating with this person. Okay. And there's a part of your trauma that is kind of, or was, I should say, holding onto this person, which is what allowed things to happen. My issue was codependency. Extreme codependency. I took the verbal abuse. I took emotional. I took the being an emotional punching bag. I was an emotional punching bag. I got the brunt of his trauma, whatever he went through with his ex, whatever he went through in his past. I had to deal with that. And I had nothing to do with it, but I stayed. And I stayed because I was like, I love this person. I care about this person. And me being who I was, I wanted to help save this person. I wanted to help fix this person, because I figured to myself, there's got to be some good in there. There was some good in there when I met you. There has to still be some good in there. The reality of it was that my codependency was holding on to him. And it was because he was rejecting me emotionally. He was becoming emotionally detached. Truth was, he's always been emotionally detached. He was just emotionally attached to me for a certain period of time because he liked the way he was feeling in the relationship. He liked the way I was treating him and I was giving him attention and I was stroking his ego. He liked those things. He liked the idea of me doing those things. Do I think he genuinely loved me? Do I think he genuinely cared about me? I'm going to honestly tell you, no, I don't. I wanted so much to believe that. I wanted so much to feel that, to believe that he genuinely loved me and cared about me. But the fact remained, my codependency was holding on to someone who was emotionally detached, psychologically he had issues, and spiritually he's oppressed. And I guess my codependency was holding on to the dynamics because it felt so nice. It felt so good. It felt good to feel validated. It felt good to feel loved, to feel like this person loves me for me. He enjoys being with me for me. He he's a part of my life because he genuinely cares about me. He did these things because he genuinely loves me. And my codependency was fucking with my head. Seriously messing with my head. But do I believe that he genuinely loved me? And it was hard. It would have been hard for me to say this, guys. It's gonna be almost 3 years, but it's 2 years. It would have been hard for me to say, oh no, I don't think he loved me. I don't think he cared about me. Because when that was going on, my heart was telling me, no, he loves you. He cares about you. And I would be in denial. I would be in denial for a long time. I can truthfully, strongly say on this day, May 25th, 2021, do I believe that my ex genuinely loved me and cared about me? No. I believed he wanted to relieve his pain, his anguish. He wanted to, get away from whatever misery was going on in his life or whatever feelings. And I believe that because I was giving him something, I was giving him validation, which I don't believe he got from his parents. I don't think he got validation from his parents. I was stroking his ego, which yet again, he did not get that. I was showing him a side of an emotional side, an emotional aspect, and showing him my devotion to my kid, which for a narcissist to see a devoted parent, God forbid, God forbid, to see someone who's devoted to their child and taking care of them and giving them everything they need in life and validating their child and giving their child emotional love, emotional stability. A narcissist, deep down inside, they're jealous of that because they never got that. They never received that. They never received it from their parents. They never received it from their, some of the females that they have dealt with, or males, whichever type of narc you're dealing with. But no. And it took a while to come to that conclusion. But I learned it. I understood it. I accepted it. Because after the whole discard, after everything, that man disrespected me, guys, like beyond belief. Okay? Disrespected me. Disre-fucking-spected me. And he was very ego driven, very arrogant. He was just really, really like very prideful, and he did not care. He did not show an ounce of care in the world for me. He was too busy having his ego stroked by everybody else. And the reason why he was getting his ego stroked by everybody else was because in the interim of me being with him, I was already putting him on that pedestal. So he felt that he was already on that pedestal. I'm already up here. And he just took it from there. So understand that when you're dealing with these types of people, you want so much to believe that they love you. They genuinely care about you. That everything they did came from their heart. It came from within them. I'm sorry, that was not the case. And if they have learned this behavior from family, from their environment, their family would be no different. Their family would be no different. Unfortunately, they're very deluded people, guys. Butch says, FYI, you know, when the conversation goes into Spanish, it's all bad. You know how we Latinas do it, Butch. I have to, I like to break it down both ways for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bilingual going on here. When I, Thursday, when I said the rabbit would hunt you for the fun and gun, that means karma for these narcissists. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, narcissist, much like a lot of people, guys, excuse me, much like a lot of people, narcissists live with the laugh now, cry later. Laugh now, cry later. You have a lot of people who think with that. I'm going to laugh now and I'll worry about the consequences later. So I'm going to enjoy it while I have it now, and I'll worry about the consequences later. I've always been a firm believer of cry now, laugh later. Get through your emotions now. Because once you release these people, once you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, physically release these people, and you are able to get on with your life to the point where you can meet someone in a more healthy manner, in a more healthy way, they know they fucked up. Because they don't think about the consequences. They don't think about what you're going through at that time when you're going through the discard, because they're too busy getting their ego stroked. They're getting their ego stroked by other people, by other resources. They're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about how you feel. They're not thinking about this person's at home feeling devastated over me and what I've done. In fact, if you try to tell them, you broke my heart, you hurt me, you disrespected me, you demeaned me, you degraded me, you know what they're going to do? This is what they're going to tell you, guys. And I want you to listen very, very carefully. They're going to tell you, go fuck yourself. That's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you the most nastiest, horrible, cruel things, because by you being emotional and being like a crybaby, okay? This is them thinking like this, guys. They think you're being overly emotional and you're just taking it too far, and you're being a big crybaby, and you just, you know what, just get over it and just go do, you know, whatever. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care where you go. I don't care. Because I'm telling you right now, it's because they are getting their ego stroked somewhere else. But little do they know that one, the interim of the discard, guys, while they're doing all of this, I tell everyone, take that as your cue to get the hell out of Dodge. Get the hell out of Dodge. Get away from them. Get on with yours. Trust me, you're going to be glad that you did. It's going to take you time, but you'll be glad. And what happens when they come back to the spot where to the ditch, I should say, the ditch that they left you, when they come back and they see, oh shit, this person's not there anymore. Well, where did they go? And they're going to turn around and they're going to see you looking better. They're going to see you having fun. They're going to see you enjoying life. They're going to see you making something of yourself. They're going to see you succeeding in life. They're going to see you doing all of these things. And that's when they're going to find themselves down and out. Because not only did the supply that they screwed you over for, nobody knows anybody anymore. Nobody's, you know, they either got bored with the new supply, or the new supply wasn't trying to deal with their bullshit and said, go screw yourself. I'm not dealing with you. And since they didn't have a backup plan for the backup plan to the backup plan, what's going to happen? They're going to try to come back and look for you. But now they're going to see that you're doing all of this. You're living your life. And not only are they going to be upset, they're going to be extremely jealous, because now they're like, damn, I spent all this time laughing and partying and drinking and hanging out and doing all this stuff and really didn't do too much with myself. I spent all this time shitting on this person, talking about this person, laughing about this person. Look at how much of a success they became. And now I can't be part of that. That's the best karma, I think. That's my opinion. That's the best karma you can give a narcissist, is moving on with your life and actually showing them, yo, not only did I not need you, but I'm better off without you. And you know what? Do one better. After you heal, find somebody. Find somebody who's healthy, who's loving, who's caring, just as empathetic as you are. Be happy with that person, genuinely happy with that person, and go ahead and put up your photos and take your pictures, going on your vacations, going all over the place, having fun, genuinely smiling, enjoying yourself. And then and only then, what I say, you can hit the narc up and say, you know what? I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you, because if you hadn't shown me who you really are, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Oh, let me go back. Hold on 1 second. So many people were talking. I'm sorry, guys. Rika, were you ever still taking happy looking pics? Happy looking like you're in love pics with when you was miserable with your ex? We took pictures. The crazy part about it was I had spent so much time trying to make it a cool, calm, peaceful dynamic. I spent most of the relationship, well, no, let me rephrase that. I spent the entire relationship believing that I was doing something wrong, and believing that I was the reason why this person was unhappy. And I would try to remedy things. I would try to make things better. I would try to make them happy. I would try to make suggestions. I would, I was being myself. I was trying hard not to take it personal, but I was being myself. But I didn't realize that I'm over here trying to put a band-aid on a extremely deep cut, So the arm flesh and everything was coming out, and I'm trying to put band-aids on it. I'm trying to let me just put some band-aids on it and fix it. But I thought that, there were things about me that was the reason why he was unhappy. And I tried everything I could, try to fix it, try to, do new things, try to be more, understanding, I tried everything. And it got to the point that I started to apologize to this person for them hurting my feelings. I started to apologize to this person for them, being inconsiderate towards me. I was the one apologizing in the end. And I'm like, and at that time I wasn't thinking about it. Why am I apologizing to this person? Why am I saying I'm sorry when I'm just trying to talk to you and trying to communicate with you? And everything got flipped around on me. Everything got turned around on me. And even though we were together, we went to family functions, we did things, I honestly, honest to God, guys, I genuinely thought I was happy. I just thought that there were certain things that I needed to do to satisfy this person, because I had to prove myself. I had to prove myself to this person. I had to prove that I was a good girlfriend. I had to prove that, I cared. I had to prove that I was being loyal. I had to prove that I was trustworthy. I had to prove that I loved him. I had to prove, I had to validate him. I had to stroke his ego. I had to do so much. And in the end, I gave that 90%. I gave the 90%. The 90% that I mentioned in the female narc crash course that I know a lot of you guys gave, I gave that 90% too. And I gave that 90% all to be betrayed by him running back to someone he claimed only gave him 10%. Figure that one out, guys, because I don't know. When you do, let me know. Norman, do narcissists ever change? Very rarely. Very rarely. And if they do, they have to go under extensive therapy. They have to go through extreme therapy. Okay. A lot of them do not change because of the fact that they feel no need to change because they don't think anything is wrong with them. They don't think they have problems. They don't think they have issues. They think that they're just, I am who I am. They don't, they're already in their eyes, I'm good. There's nothing wrong with me. Something's wrong with you. Maybe you're the one with the problem, Do they change? No, especially when they're older, because it's like, right from wrong. Narcissists know right, they know right from wrong. They just don't care. And they still manage to get away with stuff, and they still manage to get what they want out of situations. Why would they change? They wouldn't. She had my number because we alternated kids, functions, birthdays, so on and so forth. He had an 8-year-old and a 1.5. The oldest mom was the one who was attacking me. He told my parents and his. Yeah, Kara, I can strongly tell you, we were engaged, and the youngest mom was very sweet and inviting of the blending family. He had 2 baby moms and that he didn't have relationships with. I guess they were supplies. So he basically got these women pregnant, and it wasn't anything serious. It wasn't anything serious. They ended up getting them pregnant, and they ended up having kids. Yeah, I can tell you right now, that whole situation is very messy. Very messy. And if you don't have children with this man, you have no ties with this man, then yes, you are very lucky. You dodged a very big bullet. And I would say leave them be on whatever that is. Let him deal with that with his sister, his mother, his baby mother, his baby mother's uncle, his baby mother's BFF, his baby mother's neighbor's uncle's aunt. I mean, let them deal with that, honey, because you have so much more you could be doing with yourself. And a lot of you have dodged a lot of bullets, guys. So definitely keep it up. Keep it up. Keep up the good work on it, and keep with the no contact. Keep with that no contact, man. He was never able to communicate with his children's mother because his sister did it for him. But while he was with me, he managed to remain in contact with them and build some type of relationship. There's too much codependency there, man. I think, I know the level of codependency with narcissists is pretty great, but it's kind of like his sister did it for him. Was that because she wanted the control of the dynamics, so she took it upon herself to do it? Or was it because he just pretty much was like, listen, you communicate better, so why don't you just handle it for me? Because at the end of the day, that's his responsibility. Those are his kids. He should be the one setting all of that up. I couldn't understand why his sister would be doing all of that. Cicely, why do they hoover then try to ghost? It's all about seeing if they can just get you back. It's that ego thing, man. That's all it is. It's the ego thing. They just want to see if they still got it. And they test the waters with you. So they want to see if, after everything was said and done, if they try to sweet talk you, if you're gonna fall for it. Which unfortunately a lot of victims fall prey to this. That's why I tell you guys, don't respond to them and don't say anything to them. And more than likely, because Cicely, I know that with your situation, her reaction was because she was mad. She was mad because you weren't reaching out to her. You weren't bothering her. You weren't saying anything to her. You weren't following her social media. You weren't doing any of those things. They tend to get mad when you don't. They're very ass backwards people. They'll get mad when you don't pay them any mind. And you sit there like, yo, I thought this was what you wanted. Didn't you want me to go? You broke up. You did this and that. Yeah, okay. So now what? Don't fall for it. Yeah, Karen, no contact definitely works. And I told you guys, change your numbers. Change your numbers. Better believe when they have no way of contacting you, the more you go on, the more you go no contact, the more you go out of sight, out of mind, that drug that you had in you starts to withdraw from you. It really works, guys. It really works. I was just cleaning out my phone the other day because to upload my video, you guys know the video is like an hour or some change. Excuse me. And I had like literally no more space on my phone. And I had to go, oh, excuse me, soda. I had to go through my photo album and I had to delete videos, like, old videos and pictures. So I went through the different albums. I don't know if you guys have an iPhone. iPhone, it saves pictures in like so many different like locations and places and favorites and all types of albums. And I had to clear out videos and photos. I came across old photos. I came across photos from when I was with this person on New Year's, like years ago, and it was funny because I was like, I thought I got rid of all of the photos in my phone. Apparently I didn't. I thought I got rid of everything, but I went and I looked at them and it was funny. I didn't look at them with like tears in my eyes like I would before when I was going through the discard, or like pain or anger or sorrow. I just looked at them like, I guess this is just another chapter in my life that's over. And I was calm about it. I was calm. I was like, all right, delete. And I deleted all the pictures. And it felt good. It felt good that I was able to not feel like anything, not feel emotions, not feel pain, not feel anger, nothing. I just felt like complete indifference. And when I got rid of it, amazingly enough, after getting rid of everything else, I finally had enough space to download my video. So maybe that was my sign. You know what I'm saying? When you get rid of something that no longer serves its purpose in your life, something else good comes in. And it was the video. So go figure. Yes, what Princess says to Cicely is to keep you stuck. They want you to put your energy back on them. They want you to, to go. They want to be back in your mind. They want you to go right back to that place where they had you when they first hurt you. Yes. Norman, why isn't my ex Narc hoovering? Why your ex is not hoovering? I don't know the particulars. I mean, it could be either if they're with their new supply, if they're with someone else, they're not going to try to do so because they're caught up on their new supply. It could be trying to hoover you back. Might be too much work for them. They won't hoover if there's going to be too much work. Or it could be that, they're a narc. And if, are you looking for them to hoover you back in? Or are you just curious to know why? Because I also have a video on that too, Norman. Why the narcissist would not hoover you. I have that video on my channel. Does going no contact cause them to hoover? If I break the no contact rule, does it give them supply? Yes and yes. Yes and yes, Norman. Going no contact can cause them to hoover. And if you break the no contact rule, it does give them supply because you're giving them a response. You're giving them a reaction. You're giving them a response. You're saying something to them. And the point of no contact is exactly that, no contact. So that means no type of communication whatsoever. And we're not talking no contact to play games with them. We're talking no contact because now you have to come to the terms of everything that they're about, what they've done, and how you're going to heal your situation. Okay? Being in contact with them is not going to help you. That's why it's very, very important that people who break out of the cycle go complete no contact. We're not just talking not answering their calls. We're talking changing your phone number. We're talking putting your social media on private or going off the grid if you have to. That's what no contact is. It means not giving them any kind of access, especially when you're trying to heal, when you're trying to get through the discard. No type of access whatsoever. Block them, do what you got to do, but they cannot have any kind of access to you because technically that is not going no contact. Okay. She didn't give me the time of day before, but yesterday she drove by my house, but acted like she wasn't paying me any mind. I mean, it could be that, Cicely, or it could be, she's just trying to like she's trying to see if maybe you're gonna get some form of a reaction. If she's gonna get some form of a reaction from you. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta remember also they are who they are, but your focus should be on you, not on her. It should be on you. All right. Thank you, Amanda, because I was about to tell him to go fuck himself. I saw his little comment. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I have a very big potty mouth, and I don't like when people try to get stupid on the chat. But Cicely, definitely focus on you. Focus on you. Don't focus on her. Don't worry about her. Because just know that each and every time if she tries to come back, it's because of her own selfish reasons. It's not because of you. It's not because of how you feel. It's not because of, her genuineness towards you. It's not because of any of that. It's for her own selfish reasons. Okay? So in the interim, focus on you, keep that on you, and don't pay her any mind, none whatsoever. I mean, listen, I told you guys I don't live far from my ex. And there are times I have to pass over there. I have to go shopping or if I'm going to work. And there have been plenty of times that I've had to the area, the block where he lives. I don't look in that direction. There's no need for me to look in that direction. I don't look around for him. There is no need for me to do that. I'm just going to my destination and that's it. And I'm coming back home or I'm going to work or I'm going wherever I'm going to go. But at the end of the day, I've spent so much time avoiding him that I got to a point where I was going out of my way to travel. So I'm traveling further because I'm avoiding someone. Now I'm like, I don't care. If I bump into you, I bump into you. If I don't, I don't. I don't care. But I'm not going out of my way anymore. I've been going out of my way. I've been going out of my way for a long time. I'm not doing it anymore. So at the end of the day, you can avoid them. But regardless, Amanda, can you well when we're done with live, if you can block him. Regardless, I don't pay him no mind. Don't bother with him. Hello, Kitty. I got invited to the Narc family's Memorial Day by his aunt that I ran into at the store. I'm not going because I know his mother will be there and she will try to pick information out of me. No, don't do it. Kitty, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. I would not. If you're done with the Narc, you're done with the Narc's family too. If you're done with them, you're done with their family. And if for their family to be like, oh, well, come to. So we're just going to act like nobody knows what just happened. What happened between us? We're going to act like that. That's what we're going to do. No. And I personally, I will feel completely and utterly uncomfortable being around people I don't trust, being around people that smiled in my face one minute, but no, I don't like hypocrites. I can't stand them. I will not be around them. Not gonna happen. Um, it's almost like they didn't want him to do well. That's common, Kara. That's very common. They will talk about the women he would rotate, but when he had a woman of substance, it caused chaos. Yeah, because you showed him, you have done things for him that the woman in his life or women in his life have not done for him, have not done for the men in their lives. You know, at the end of the day, you our behaviors triggered something within their trauma. So if, let's say for example, his mother was not validating him, his mother was not validating towards him, she was not emotionally connected with him, she just, she had a certain type of relationship with him, but it was more about physicality and, just the basics, but she did not give him that type of emotional substance, and you gave it to him. Of course they're going to be like, who she thinks she is. And that's when you tell them who the hell you are. And then in the end, tell them if you don't know, now you do. Can we speak about them being pedophile and they're not hoovering you? Princess, about them being pedophile, I'll have to do more research on that. I hadn't actually gotten into that part. Honestly, I had been thinking about touching that part because I know that's a very sensitive, very topic. But I do want to make sure that I talk about that in the most appropriate way possible, because when it boils down to pedophilia, it's a very, very sensitive, very big subject. So I will definitely work my notes for that one, and maybe on the next live we can discuss that. All right, I just want to make sure I'm giving the accurate information. I don't want to just give information to just give it. Yeah, Norman, they are. But I guess when you're speaking truth, they're gonna be all over the place, right? Trolls are coming from everywhere. You know what? When you're hitting certain spots. I guess I'm hitting their G spot, so they don't like it. And these look like dudes, and we all know where the guys' G spots are, right? Just saying. After my proposal, no one in the family seemed to know about her wedding. According to the little brother, they knew I was getting a proposal, but didn't know about her having a wedding. Or maybe she just felt like the spotlight was on you. Narcissists don't like the spotlight being taken away from them, Kara. Like, they don't. And if the spotlight is taken away from a narcissist and given to someone else, they can do some pretty devious stuff. They really can. Like, it's just to the point where they're petty, they're childish, they're petty and childish. They don't like to see other people happy, and if someone else is happy, if it's not something they can gain off of, like if they can't gain off of that person's happiness, then why be happy for you? That's they're inherently jealous people. They're envious, very envious people. I'm not surprised that, hi Marcelo, I'm not surprised that members of this person's family, if they are in fact narcissists or extremely narcissistic, I wouldn't be surprised if they were envious of you and your relationship. Family members can be envious of the relationships too. They can be very envious of the dynamic because they don't have that with someone else. So people, it's common. If you got a good woman or you got a good man, and you got family members in your family who are seeing the things that person is doing for you, but they're not getting that. They're not getting that good behavior and that good relationship stuff. They're not getting any of that. So because they're jealous, yeah, of course they're gonna throw shade. They could throw shade at you, your relationship, your whole dynamic. Hi, Andrea. Andrea, when I visit Arizona, I want to visit you. I was matter of fact talking to Amanda because I told her I wanted to go to Vegas. So maybe we could stop by and visit you. Um, why are narcissists so addictive? Because of their superficial charm, Norman. They use the charm. They charm you. So it's kind of like, they basically, you ever heard the saying, charm your pants off? That's pretty much what narcissists do. They charm people. So they'll basically put that whole, they'll give you that good. You got to watch the female narcissist crash course that I put up. It gives you the details. It gives you the details. They're going to charm you. They're going to make you feel like you are. I'll definitely, Princess, I'll definitely go into it. And, oh, okay. I'm sorry, Norman. Give me a second. Princess, when you get a chance, oh, yeah. When you get a chance, can you email me? If you could just email me I'll definitely look into it, and we'll talk about that too. We'll definitely talk about it. Hi, official. How are you, sweetheart? But yeah, Norman, they're addicted because they know how to worm their way around people. They're snakes. So they know how to, you know, put that charm. They know how to, like I said, charm your pants off. When they get you to a certain point, and then they lay it on you with some good sex. A lot of the time, you gotta remember, guys, a lot of the attachment has to do with the sex too. Believe that or not. Okay. A lot of the time it has to do with the sex. Yes. Oh, I love this. Hold on one second. I love what there we go. I'm gonna put that up there for you guys. If there's narcissism ingrained in the family for generations, they don't accept new members who are not either narcissists or flying monkeys, mainly if you dare to be authentic or happy in their faces. Thank you, Marcelo. Thank you. I'm giving you a gold star for that one. I'm definitely giving you a gold star for that one. I could not have said that better. I really could not have said that better. I have to say it again because I love the way he put it. If there's narcissism ingrained in a family for generations, they don't accept new members who are not either narcissists or flying monkeys, mainly if you dare to be authentic or happy in their faces. And because of this, if they see someone else being happy, genuinely happy, okay, and that person didn't have to utilize manipulation, didn't have to fake the funk, didn't have to sit there and do all kinds of fucking circus acts, because they're genuinely empathetic people, they're genuinely sincere people, they're just genuine. They feel the need to, you're not one of us, try someone else. Kara, he did a smear campaign. Yeah, I would strongly, Kara, I would strongly just say, go far away from that. Far away from that. Don't it's just too much. It's too much. It's, you know what? It's too much messiness, too many headaches, and you guys don't even have kids together. That's the crazy part about it. You guys don't even have kids together. So for you to go through all that drama, and that's not, that's not even your husband or the child of the father of your child or children. That's just too much. I understand people going through the drama and the bullshit when it boils down to the other parent of their children or even their spouse. But that right there, yes. Princess, depth therapy is very good. Therapy is a good way to go. And especially given that situation, because now I'm even more intrigued to do my research on it because I'm a parent and I could not, you know, then again, if you have narcissists who are willing to do the utmost, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Marcelo says they either expel you from their midst or start attacking you in every way possible. First covertly, then full open attacks. They can't stand us. That's the truth. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I personally look at this way. When the family didn't bother, at first I was kind of hurt by it. I was kind of like I was like, damn, like, I spent a few years being in this environment with everybody. I thought I was cool. But then after a while, when I learned more and more, and I'm like, I mean, I know, listen, guys, I know the dynamics. I know now. What I didn't know then, I know way more now. Way more now. And the one thing I gotta say about it is in the end, he ended up really hurting me for people who were stabbing him in his back. And I guess that's kind of like that instant karma type thing. Do I wish that? No, I don't. But I do know for a fact that he found out some things within his dynamic that is not in his favor. But at the end of the day, I'm no one to stand in the way of anyone's karma. You can't treat people like dirt. You can't treat them like crap. You can't treat them like shit in the world and then just think, all right, well, nothing's going to happen to me. All that energy that you put into doing all of that, that's all going to come back to you. That's all going to come back to you. And it's going to come back to you in a different form. It's going to come back to you way worse because since you put so much intention and you put so much focus on that, people tend to think that reaping what you sow is not real. It is real. You sow there's circumstances in your life because after everything that I have gone through, if I was a really truly shitty person, I would not be enjoying the blessings that I have now. God's not going to bless me for being a crappy person to people. He's not going to bless me and give me everything that I need when I'm out here, manipulating people and hurting them and lying to them and cheating and stealing and doing all kinds. He's not going to do all that for me. Okay. I'm going to reap everything I've sown from that harvest that I put out. What the hell makes them think that them doing all of this is any different? Like they're the exception to the rule. Narcissists look at it like, oh well, I won't face any karma. You think you really sure about that? You sure? You might want to think twice about it. Princess, I always pray for the new supply and her kids because I feel like if the opportunity comes, he will molest both. Keep praying, sweetheart. Keep praying, and just put that hedge of protection. Pray for that hedge of protection over them. You can only do but so much. You could try to warn her. You can try to tell her. I mean, I don't know if you have. If this is the case, you know, it's a very, I just don't. I wouldn't tell you go and tell her what's going on, and then it comes back, that you're trying to smear his name and his character. I'm not saying that you would be. I mean, clearly, you as a parent would know, especially if you're trying to protect your child. If you strongly feel this way, then maybe it wouldn't hurt, but at the end, it's like a double-edged sword with that. It really is, because you don't want to go telling her something and then she go back to him and be on some, what the hell is this I'm hearing? And then it blows up into something else. It blows up into something big, and you don't want to do that. But definitely, keep praying on it, and hopefully. I'm sorry, Ahmed. Hi, are you really seeing my comments? It's about being a husband married to a narcissist wife. Female narcissism. Can you help me shed some light? Sure, Ahmed. You can ask a question, or if you want, you can email me. And I can if you give me a background to your story, I can give you some information. He used to always offer to babysit. My babysit before he came home from prison, and always wanted to be alone with her. Yeah, no. He's been in prison too. So that's I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people being in prison, but let's face facts. Prison is not Disney World, Prison is not Disney World. People who've come out of prison have come out with PTSD. So yeah, I Princess, I would therapy is definitely a good option. Therapy is definitely a good option for you and for your daughter. I mean, listen, just keep praying to God, and just keep praying that God sheds light on his actions, and that he reveals, because trust me, God does not leave anything. He leaves no stone turned. Oh man, Princess, I'm definitely gonna keep her in my prayers too. Kara, yes, my mother was confused as to why he was so adamant about marriage and a baby during all this. Well, I'm guessing the baby part is to keep you stuck, and by keep you stuck, keep you in his life. Because if you guys have a child together, you know that's another way of keeping you. Narcissists, that the one thing they will do is try to either get pregnant or impregnate you. So, and that's an effort to keep that person in their life, to keep them stuck, so they can have, you know, a form of control, say so, anything from their life. Be careful with that, guys. Dealing with narcissists, or if you don't know for sure, be very, very careful, because they will stoop to the lowest points to try to make that happen. Cicely, female narcissists probably have an easier time getting supplies, so they can act more reckless. Well, yeah, because today's society, sex sells, right? And you got more women out there, more and more and more women creating, accounts, posting up online. It's creating this whole sexual fantasy for men, and it's just, so don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. I mean, there are going to be people who are going to fall for it, and at the end of the day, it's just a lesson they have to learn. But I tell people, don't fall for it. Official, my female narc of 5 years has me going back to devaluation again. Last 2 days, I come here for support, so I greatly appreciate. We appreciate you too, official. Thank you so much. Andrea, my ex-narc couldn't have kids, so he wanted to entrap me financially. They do that too. So especially within family dynamics, they definitely do that to keep the person trapped. They will create dynamics to where the person they're trying to keep stuck, they're trying to keep trapped, is financially bound to them. But Andrea, you said you're ex-narc, so I see that you're not with them. So that's another bullet dodged. Princess, his family, friends, and family don't know the real truth. I know his deep secrets. He got mad at me because I let my daughter go with his daughter. He wanted to keep coming around her. Yeah. Oh, he got mad because I let my daughter go with her father. He wanted to keep. Yeah, no, that don't, Princess. That don't sound right. I mean, I would honestly say, Princess, that a lot of them do have high sex drives. Some of them don't. I'll look more, like I said, I'll look more into detail with it. I'll look more into detail with it, and yeah, no, that's well, narcissists. They, a lot of male narcissists are known to watch a lot of porn, follow like not so tasteful accounts, whether it be on social media or like Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And we're talking accounts like following porn stars, or just people who are very provocative and very just sexual. A lot of them are known to do that. And yeah, hi Lori. A lot of them are known to do that. So that's another thing, because a lot of narcissists have some of them can have sexual dysfunctions, anatomically, sexual dysfunctions, where they have problems with performances, and then some of them have um, it's there's a word for it. I mean, it's not kinky, but it's the kind of guys, when you guys know where I'm going with this. So if you figure out the word, but it's not like a kinky it's just very unordinary, unsavory, like sexuality or sexual in nature, like they're oh my gosh, I'm stuck. You know where I'm going with it. A lot of narcissists have I won't be able to move on until I can actually say the word. Sexual fetishes. That's one of them. Sexual fetishes, like those really just weird sexual desires or sexual fantasies, or and a lot of it has to do with a lot of course, a lot of their childhood. And it's crazy, maybe they've been exposed to certain things. Some of them have been sexually assaulted, sexually abused, so I mean, like it's so it can kind of go one of two ways when it boils down to narcissists. Yes. Yes, Cicely. They like bondage. They like it's just, different types, just like what Amanda said, different types of fetishes. They go with that. They have weird fantasies, or what some people would perceive as weird. Um and you do have narcs who don't have high sex drives. A lot of the ones who don't have high sex drives are the cerebral narcs. Those are the ones that are just more about up here. They're more about up here, like screwing with your mind. A lot of the narcs who don't have too much of a high sex drive can get off just by self pleasure. Like they don't even need to have a partner. They can pretty much please themselves. Which a lot of them do that. A lot of them actually do. Yeah, yeah, Lori. It's you already know. You already know. I don't like to deal with anybody with black sheeps, and I'm pretty sure all of us are black sheeps in here. Um, let's see, Kara. Oh wait, Marcelo. Even the ones that don't have high sex drive usually have a subliminal focus on our energy, our sexual energy. They are sexual vampires. Yeah, yeah. It's just so crazy. All of the stuff. It's just so crazy. All of the stuff that we as just normal people endured by coming across people like this. And I mean, listen, not every narc is the same. Not every narc is going to act the same way or be the same way, but it's just crazy that people like this exist. People like this exist in this world, and it's mind-boggling. It really is. It really is. And even though we have had our issues in our own lives, we had our own dysfunctions, but this goes beyond dysfunction. This goes way beyond dysfunction, guys. Um, Marcelo, and in narcissistic families, there are many different forms of incestuous vibes: emotional incest, mental incest. They have no boundaries, starting with their children. Let me go down for a second because I want to put that too, which he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Um, Kara, the father visited Pakistan to see his new wife. Brought me back some beautiful garbs as an engagement gift for my wedding. The narcissist caused an entire scene when he did a proposal. It meant nothing. Yeah, you know what, Kara, I can truthfully tell you that if you're in fact, which it sounds like you are, but if you're in fact dealing with a narc, um, nothing good comes out of it. Nothing good comes out of it. Nothing good had come out of it. Nothing good will come out of it. Unfortunately, it's I wish I can really give you guys a definitive answer for it, but since everyone is different and I'm not like in the mind, in deep in the mind of a narc or a manipulator at that, it's we're all pretty much standing on the outside looking in. We can see what maybe the naked eye can't see, and that's because now you have survivor eyes. You no longer have the eyes of the person that you were before you met that person or these people. Now you have a different set of eyes. So now you're starting to see everything differently. And not everyone's going to be able to see the same thing that you see or understand what it is that you're seeing. But in the end, I could tell you guys, keep doing the work. Keep doing the work that's motivating you. Whatever it is that's motivating you, keep doing it. Okay? Keep learning, learning everything that you need to learn. Keep on with the focus of it. Okay? And I know that for some of you it's going to take a while before you can actually, because you're trying to make sense of different things, and I completely understand that. But as long as you don't stay stuck in that in that energy of things. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just. Yeah, emotional. Kara says, I sensed emotional incest. He seemed very sexual and seemed to get frustrated at his performances. This makes sense. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, Princess. I would strongly just. I mean, he's no longer in your life, which is a great thing. I can only hope that the person he is currently dealing with can see him for who he truly is before it gets any deeper than that. But the most you can do is just pray, pray for God to help, to help with the situation. Marcelo says narcs hide many secrets. Sexual abuse is more common when it comes to narcissists. Sometimes they are victims, other times they are the perpetrators. That is very true. And that's one of the things I've wondered too when it boiled down to narcissists, that, like if they're diagnosed, if they're classified, I'm going to see if I look into it. What's the percentage of narcissists that have been sexually abused? I want to look into that. But guys, I'm sorry. Oh, guys. I want to definitely say, Marcelo, thank you so much for your input and, and helping giving understanding. Ahmed, you can you can definitely speak with him. Also look up different types of female narcs, because you have different types of female narcissists. You have different, types, different subtypes. So in order to really understand your situation, you have to understand what type of female narcissist you're dealing with, okay? Because you would need to understand the different, the different maneuvers, the different tactics, and the different reasons as to why they're doing what they're doing. All right. Female narcissists, not every female narcissist is the same. Not for every female narc is going to be the same. Not every one of them is going to act the same way. So you have to pretty much configure what type of female narc you're dealing with first, and then you can get a clear understanding. But it probably would be the best for any of you guys who have dealt with female narcs. I mean, you got a lot of gentlemen here in the room, so definitely speak to one another, because a lot of you would have a more clear cut, since you've already gone through the experience. You would be able to show one another how you both, how you've gone through it. I can only do it from my end so much, right? I can only do so much from my end when it boils down to the female narcs and what it is that they do. All right, but guys, my hair looks a mess. I am a mess and I'm exhausted. But this was a great live, guys. This was a great chat. Aside from a couple of trolls peeking in, and yeah, Cicely, a covert malignant somatic. Yeah, that's, well, any covert narcissist is definitely the worst, because coverts are very they're very devious people. They're the ones who wear the full mask. I think if I had my choice, I would deal with an overt, because at least with an overt, everyone can see this person is clearly got issues. They're a narcissist. But you probably won't get as many overt as opposed to covert narcs. But guys, thank you so very much for joining me tonight. Thank you so very much for interacting with one another, for giving your input, for just helping one another. That's what we're here for. That's what the lives are for. And I'm so glad that a lot of you came out. I'm so glad that Oh, you're welcome, Cicely. Thank you. I've been just got so much going on with life, but like I said, you guys can help one another. Definitely do that too. Okay, definitely do that. That's the whole point of these lives coming every week, so you guys can interact, get to know each other, and of course, if you guys have similar situations, it's always good to speak with someone who can actually give you also what their experience is, what they've gone through, and maybe help you with your healing process and help you to get through the motions as well. But guys, I'm going to be working on some other stuff. We're going to keep it a surprise for now. But I'm going to be working on some other stuff for you guys. But in the meantime, definitely be sure to check out, if you haven't already, the Female Narcissist crash course that I posted up. I posted it yesterday. I'm so tired, I can't even remember. I posted it yesterday. So definitely be sure to check it out. It's about the female narcissist, girlfriend, friend, and of course, mom. So I did all three in one shot. And if you have any questions or anything to add to it, definitely leave a comment in the comment section. So in case anyone who's watching the video, if maybe it was something I didn't cover, because it's a crash course, it zooms right through. Okay, so it doesn't cover every single detail, but it gives you the gist of stuff. So, but if you have anything to add to it, please definitely do that. And any questions, you can always email me or leave a comment. Thank you, Marcelo. Have a great night, honey. Ahmed. Okay, let me just make sure. Thank you. Yes, Princess. Definitely, Princess. Shoot me an email when you have a chance. Okay, hun. Thank you for being here, Andrea. Thank you guys so very much for being here. I'm going to get some rest because I got a lot more stuff that I want to work on this week. And I got a 3-day weekend coming up. So I'm super excited because I'm going to be able to get a few more things done. Guys, I hope you all have a great night. I hope you all have a great week. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving your input. You guys are truly, truly awesome. Extremely important to the cause and just to help create the awareness. It really, really does matter. You guys do make so much of a difference. You guys just don't know how much you do. And you are so, the support team. I don't know what I would do without you guys. So I will see you guys next week. Hopefully I'll have my hair looking better by then, because I know it looks type crazy. Don't judge me. But I wanted to make sure I was here on time for you guys. So I will see you all next week, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, same place, same time, same day. You know how it goes. Anything further, please be sure to hit the like button on the way out before you leave. And again, if you have anything to add, leave it in the comment section, but definitely be sure to check out the video. Share it if you can. You never know who may need to see it. You never know who's going through the motions right now. There's a new victim every single day, guys. All right. So they definitely need us. But until then, guys, love you all. Peace, love, happiness. Peace is priority, right? That's the motto for the year. I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Good night, guys.